Good morning. I think we're live. Sure looks like we're live. Hi. Welcome. Love you guys. I'm excited to talk with you again. I've had a couple things that have been really on my heart, and I've been processing them for a little bit, and felt like God wanted me to share this piece with you. Today, I just want to talk to you quickly about one thing: the spirit of the law versus the letter of the law. One when I was younger, my father, he actually used to be a part of a police department down in San Diego area, and so he grew up in around a bunch of the police officers and was very much part of the law. Additionally, he actually went to school for being a lawyer for a little bit. I think he went for like a semester or maybe a year, and he backed out because he realized he didn't want to be a lawyer. but um, but one thing that he instilled in me when I was younger is the idea of the letter of the law versus the spirit of the law. And I want to encourage you to think through something. When a law is given, there is the actual letter of the law, way it is written, and how accurate that thing is. And there are entire legal departments in business that try to mandate and get every little thing perfectly arranged so that the letter of the law is not misconstrued. It's always exact, and the goal is to get really close. But then there's tons of stuff back and forth uh, between legal battles, and ultimately things like even cases going all the way to the Supreme Court, and ultimately even the Supreme Court is identifying one thing: what is the intention of what that person making the law meant? What were they trying to accomplish by creating this law? And when you get right down to the letter of the law and the spirit of the law, um, something drastically shifts and changes when you see a law not as a line that must be adhered to perfectly, but rather one that is the general rule, the guidance for the entirety of the way that we operate in our life and the way that we engage, but that they're more like guidelines. The spirit of the law matters. When we engage the spirit of the law and we understand the intentionality of something, it helps tremendously to understand even the letter of the law. For instance, if I lay down a law that says, "Kid, I love you. Don't go into the street. Don't play." Well, that makes it really easy for me to lay this thing down and say, "Do not do this." Now, what is my intention? My intention is I don't want my kid to get killed. It's a bad idea. I don't want him running or her running out into the middle of the street. Car come by, smack. They're not aware of it yet because they're just not that aware in their life. That law, as they get older, as they understand things better, begins to be a little bit less of a law. Now I begin to move that line a little bit. It's not they can't go on the street at all. It's they can only go on the street in certain situations. Maybe they have to be with um, a sibling, or they have to be with me. Uh, but as we move into more progressions of what that letter is supposed to look like, it still retains the spirit of the law, which is I want to watch out for their well being. So, right now, there's a number of people that are running around, and and I've been giving it this a lot of thought. In our state, Idaho, there's a constitution, and we have a federal constitution over the entirety of the United States, and we have a constitution over Idaho. And as I look at the constitution, as I look at some of the things that are currently being done, I am looking at the the way that something is being done, and there are certain things that sure look to me like it's violating the letter of the law, and that concerns me. And it should concern others, because ultimately, if things are getting pushed into a gray area, if there are things that are violating something a little bit, then if you give them an inch, won't they take a mile? Maybe. But perhaps we need to take a different approach at this. And perhaps the approach that we need to look at is, what if we are to honor those who are there and try to understand their intentions? When I think of my governor, Brad Little, and Brad Little, if you're hearing this, I hope you do, I believe your intention is to protect the people of Idaho. You've said it straight out. So I thank you for that. However, I think it's really important that we honor the people and their rights and what is actually being given in our great state as well as the nation. I actually have to commend Trump and Pence for their willingness to simply ask churches all across the nation to not meet and to limit them to 10 people. He asked. He didn't demand. He didn't make a law. He didn't try to put an executive order on something. He didn't do any sort of weird stuff. He just asked. When he asked, I'm like, hey, that's awesome. Thank you. I will honor you in that. If I look at the letter of the law, I see a lot of reason to believe that I'm able to open up the doors to Embers and allow all of you guys to come back, and I can't wait to see you, hug you, be with you, engage with you, be family. I want that. I long for that. But I right now feel that it is vitally important that we as a country, and especially we as the church, unite our hearts to those who are longing to do something well and right, which is to take care of the people. That's their goal. They might be making mistakes. They might be doing things in the wrong way. They may be violating laws. But there is a way to go about this to honor and love and respect and to build unity rather than to destroy it. See, it's not just unity in the church, guys. I long for that. I want to be unified with all of you. We're family. But it's to love our enemy. It's to love our neighbor. It's to love the people that are the undeserving, the ones who have violated laws, who have done this thing. And so even as I'm sitting here and I'm looking at people like Brad Little, or I'm looking at other governors across the United States, my goal is to love them into a place of prosperity and honor. And here's the thing, guys. If we connect with the world around us and show these people the love that Jesus showed to us, how much more will the world look at the church and respect the church for being Christ-like and honoring those people around us, honoring them for what is good inside of them, loving to life the thing that is true and right, and helping them to be better, helping them to stand up and be something amazing. I want to love the people around us, whether or not they are part of our little group or doing things or listening to this podcast or whatever I'm doing on live stream. I don't care. I want to love the people around us to life. And that's my heart. That's my goal. I believe that's Jesus's heart. I believe that's Jesus's goal. I can think of a number of actual stories in Scripture, in this, especially the four epistles, Gospels, the accounts of Jesus, where Jesus did some crazy things and just loved people even when they're messy. So here's what I'm going to say, guys. We are in an unprecedented time, and this is our time to shine as the church, to love people even in their mess, to love people even when things are going awry, even to love people and to forgive people when they are violating your rights. Jesus did not deserve to die. He died up on the cross, literally in front of a bunch of people who were literally nailing him to the cross. And he forgave them and said they don't know what they're doing. I believe that our role as a church is to love. If somebody is coming and their intention is to violate all of our rights, to to try to dismantle the church, to try to remove the church from the face of this earth, to try to persecute the church. I will be right there, and I will be standing up for the church. I will be standing up for what Jesus died and laid his life down for. I don't care if we even get martyred. That's something that's there, but we're not there. We are in a season where God is still moving. He's still doing amazing things. I've told you about some of them, and I'm blown away. And we have a moment where we can engage the heart of God for each other and show love even in the midst of dishonor. I've had my share of moments where I've dishonored. Some of you guys know them. You've been around me. You've seen that, and I've seen the fruit of it. It's terrible, and I wish I had never gotten to a place of dishonor. So my heart right now, guys, is I want to honor those who are around us, who are loving us, who are engaging us. The spirit of the law must be honored, and I want that to be made clear and to be known. I love you. God's doing good things. Just have a couple quick announcements. Tech support. I know that some of you, Todd is making weird dancing things in front of me right now, so I'm laughing. You'll have to forgive me. I trying to keep right here with you. Anyway, tech support. If you need tech support, because I know some of you guys have been having some trouble like getting onto some of these things and watching our live streams, etc. Bethany is going to be available to you. There's a couple ways this is happening. On Sunday, you can either chat with her on YouTube. There's a chat thing on the side. There's a chat on our website. She'll be available there. Or if you need to, you can email her at office@embers, EMBYRS.com. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how we move forward. I'm looking forward to understanding how God is going to use all of this to see his glory be known. I'm excited. Keep your heart up. Do not fear. And let's keep moving forward. I love you guys. Look forward to seeing you on Sunday. Or I suppose more like you seeing me, and get on Zoom. I can see you on Zoom. Anyway, I love you. Have fun. Bye.